What is up, folks? This is Ericast, and today we are going to be in TolkienCraft II on the official server, and we're going to work on some Thaumcraft. Awesome. So I've been wanting to do this for a while because there's all kinds of stuff that's included. We did have just these tabs plus one more that I can't see quite yet, but now we've got all of these tabs, and then we're starting over on this side. And there's even another tab that we can open up later on that'll be under this one. So, but we have to get a new feature, I guess I'll call it. That's called warp. And you get warp by researching things like this right here. You can see it's the shadowy stuff around it. So that's called forbidden knowledge. And we'll gradually gather up more and more and more until we start having some strange things that start happening. So that's actually really cool, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. Another thing that's going on that, well, I would say you might not be familiar that you can do. In the config files, you can turn it to where you don't have to do the research minigame. So for example, on research expertise, which actually is going to do absolutely nothing for me, but I'll need the other stuff down here. You would normally have to connect a couple different aspects across a grid, but GreatOrator made it so that in the config files you don't have to do that. All you have to do is gather certain aspects so that you can research them. So like here I don't have everything I need because I need 3 more Motus, and I can't remember what the other one's called. The star-shaped one. But was it Vinculum? I don't think that's right. I don't know. Alright, so we are going to be going through that, and yeah, so first thing I need to do is get a pair of goggles of revealing. But to do that, I will not only need an arcane workbench, but I'll also need these aspects, so I need a wand. Now, while I do have those thaumium caps, I'm not going to put it on just a normal standard wand, because that would be a total waste, because if you just use a stick as a wand core, it's not going to be a very good wand at all. Alright, so let's go up to Thaumaturgy, and we're going to need the Great Wood Wand Core. But that also requires some Perdito. So we need to make a basic one with just a stick and some wand caps, or some iron caps. Wand caps, works, which are made from some iron nuggets, and that just requires a workbench, so not a big deal. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started on that. Now, if I can remember, I think I have some. Is it in here? Yeah, I've got a few here. I'll need one more iron nugget, and I can't wait to actually hand do all this, because I've been just doing like this, just to, you know, get it semi-organized. But honestly, the auto organizer doesn't do that great of a job, I don't think. But yeah, alright, so let's go ahead and make some more, and we need 2 of these caps, and thankfully we don't need to do anything else with them. Alright, so I also need a stick, which yeah, there's some. I know I have some, and I'm just not sure where. Alright, so we've got 2 caps, and there we go. But this wand is not only extremely inefficient, it actually makes things more expensive. So as you will see in a little bit when we start making stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and go fill this wand up at some energy nodes, some aspect nodes, and I will be back with you guys. Alright, so see you in a minute. Alrighty folks, so actually we have one just right outside of our base, and as you can see, for those of you not familiar with Thaumcraft, they're kind of hard to see just normally, but you can see them, and they put off some light, so if it's dark out, they're a little easier to notice if you see a little spot of light on the ground. And this is actually just right outside of our base, which is pretty cool. So what you need to do is go ahead and scan it with one of these. Alright, and this one has Ordo and Perdito, which is pretty awesome. Alright, so, and this is a thermometer, which is really, really easy to make. I went ahead and made one earlier so that I could get a bunch of scanning done because it takes a lot of scanning of items. So this is just how you make a thermometer. You just some shards of any type, some glass in the middle, and some gold ingots. So not very expensive, and you can make it in a workbench, so it's not difficult to get at all. Alright, so what you need to do to gather these research points is just go around and scan different items, just like we did this node. You can actually scan animals too, and a zombie. I don't know that I've got a zombie. Nope. There we go, and you can see what he's made up of, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so, just put you out of your misery. Alright, so one thing you need to watch out for is with these really limited wands, you can actually drain these nodes to the point that they don't have anything at all left in them. And you can see in the bottom left hand corner, I'm going to have to move that because it's harder to see down there. So you can see it's draining the aspects from this node. So you need to be really careful and make sure that you don't drain too much out of it. Otherwise, you're going to deplete the node and it will have a chance to not recharge at all. So you did just see there it go from 3 to 4. They will charge over time. Bright nodes will recharge quicker, and pale nodes will recharge more slowly. So you need to watch out for that. But we are going to get some research in a little bit that will let us not drain the nodes anything below 1 for each aspect. As you can see there, I brought the ordo down to absolutely nothing. So that's going to have a chance to either recharge or deplete completely and no longer be part of that node. So that's something you need to be watch out for early on. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and charge my wand up at some other nodes, and we'll be back. Okay, one quick tip, guys, that I didn't think about when, to mention. You'll see this aura node is actually decently far underground, so you want to keep an eye out for these because you can, when you find them underground, they can actually be pretty large as far as earth goes. Now, this is a big no-no. You're not supposed to dig straight down. That's, Minecraft 101. But let's see about this one. Is it very large? It's not too bad. 4042. That's not bad at all. It's definitely bigger than the other node that we found earlier. But you can find earth nodes that, are reaching up around 100 underground. Now you can find them above ground too, but I've seemed to find that the larger earth nodes do tend to be underground. So just a thing to look out for, and I thought I'd give you guys a heads up about it. Alright, so I'm back to trying to fill these up. So, back in a minute. Okay, folks, so another type of node that you'll find on your journeys are found within the silverwood trees, and you can find them other places in nature, but typically they're only found here. They're extremely rare everywhere else. So what you'll find here is what you call a pure node. Now the pure nodes have really awesome graphics to start. I love the graphic for them. I think it looks really neat. But what will happen is this is a normal magical forest biome. It's automatically going to be a magical forest no matter what. But these will actually turn everything around it into a magical forest biome. So they will change the biome ID and how it acts. The grass will start to change color and everything, which we'll start to see later once I plant a few of these trees myself. But yeah, they're actually really neat. So I just wanted to let you know about that. And yeah, so I'm going to continue my search. Now, as you can see, not all silverwood trees have a node inside of them. So you might have to grow several different silverwood trees before you get one that has a node in it. And you can actually have one that has 2 or 3 nodes in it. I don't know how high they can go. I've only ever had one that had 3. But I'm sure if it's big enough, then it might be able to have even more than that. So just a cool little note thing to have there. Alright, so I will see you guys in a minute. Alrighty folks, so we should have what we need to go ahead and get started now. Alright, so what is it we actually need to get the Greatwood Wand Core? Alright, so we need 2 greatwood logs, which I have plenty of, and I've got some in here, and then a bunch in here, so another 4 stacks, so we've got plenty of that. Well, for now at least. Now we start using it to produce other things in the future, we're going to need more, probably, depending on what we plan on doing. Alright, so we've got that, but we need an arcane workbench. So how is it that we make that? So if we go back up here, I think it might be... it doesn't look like it. Is it in here? Doesn't look like it either. Artifice. Here we go. Arcane work table. So what we need is a wand. Okay, got that. And a table. So for the table, we just need 2 planks and 3 slabs. Alright, that's not hard to make. So since we have this in our inventory, let's just go ahead and do it from this. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. Have 3 across the top, and like so. Alright, and we have our table. Now I'm going to move this stuff down there to the bottom in a little bit, but since all of our materials are up here, for now, we're going to just work in here. Probably just this episode, and then I'll move stuff down there later. Between episodes, most likely. Alright, so we go ahead and tap that, and there we go. We've got our arcane work table. Alright, so we just need it like so, and as you can see, it's taking 3.3 per dito, which is because of this. So as you can see, it says capacity 25 and 110 average V count, so, or V cost, excuse me. So it normally takes, or 110, I think I said 120, I'm not sure. But anyway, so it's going to cost more than what it would normally cost to make, which is really unfortunate. And as you'll see as we get along in TholmCraft, there are things that actually reduce the cost of V that it takes to craft stuff, which is pretty awesome. Alright, so we've got our great wood rod. Alright, cool. So what are we going to do with this? We are going to take a look at what else we can make. Alright, so we're going to turn that into a wand, but I'm not sure exactly. I can find it here. I want to get down here to some other types, and I don't know that I want to turn, or want to put those thaumium caps on a great wood wand, because while the great wood wand is pretty good, it's nowhere near the best. So yeah, see, it only stores 50 V. So I'm probably not going to do it on this. So let's go ahead and take a look at what other kind of caps that we can get, because the iron is kind of bad, but there's some other ones here. So when our caps just won't cut it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the copper wands caps just to see what's going on with it. Alright, so copper has similar properties to iron when used as a wand cap, but is as efficient as gold when used to channel Ordo, which you can barely see, and Perdito V. Alright, so basically it has a bonus when working with Ordo and Perdito. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. So let's take a look at the gold. Alright, gold is far superior focusing agent than iron, and wands capped with material take no penalty when used to channel V. Alright, so basically you're not going to have that 110%, you're just going to have 100%. Okay, so it looks like the copper is going to be a bit better for us, and we can't yet see what is down here. So let's go ahead and just use the copper as far as that's concerned, because the great wood may be good, but it's just not good enough for us to use our thaumium caps that we got from our bags. Well, you have 4 of them, but I want to wait a little bit and use them on something else. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look and get some copper. Oh, it's down here. I might have some nuggets over here, so let's take a look. And we definitely have some copper over here. Alright, we have 10 copper nuggets, and it takes 5 each. Or actually, no. Yeah, it does. It takes 5 each. So we're just in luck. Unfortunately, we're not in luck. Alright, because it doesn't want to take that kind of copper. Alright, what was that it showed? I don't know what that is. Oh, a shilling. Interesting. Alright, so we'll go ahead and try it this way. Just take an ingot and use ThaumiCraft and then go like that. And we're going to need one more. Now we could use one of several different mods to change these from Tinker's Construct copper nuggets into Thaumcraft copper nuggets, but in the end it's going to be a pain in the butt to get there, so we might as well just do it this way, because it's just, at this point, it's not worth it to us to do that. Alright, so, and this isn't working either. Interesting. So, it might actually be that these could work. Alright, so what are you saying that we need to do? Okay, so it's going to take some Ordo, Ignis, and Air to do it. So we have to do it in our table here. So let's go ahead and toss this back in here. And as you can see, the 19, 25, 25, etc. We do have plenty of what we need, or we should. Let's go ahead and take these, just because I'm curious. Okay, so we can use the Tinker's Construct one, so that's good. I'm just going to have some extra copper ingots, not a big deal. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab these copper caps, put them like that, with that in the middle, and thankfully we have enough in our wand, as you can tell it's not blinking on any of these, to make our copper capped greatwood wand. So capacity of 50. Now, what's nice about it is, as I mentioned, it's not saying anything about V count, whereas this one is still saying 110%. So this one's basically useless to us now, but we, you know, if this one's empty and we just need a few more V, we might use this one, but I doubt it. So let's go ahead and just stick it in here for now and set it aside. Alright, so now that we have the copper one, we can move on from here. Alright, so the thing is, with the copper one, we don't have anything in it. So now I've got to go back again, wander around, find different R nodes to charge it back up. So I'm going to be doing that, but I wanted to show you guys what I'm also doing. Now, map's kind of funny at the moment and not showing exactly where I've been. It tends to be this way. I don't know if it's because it's at... Oh, okay. That's the problem. So it was showing caves since I'm underground at the moment. So I've traveled around a little bit, but not a great deal in search of nodes. I found a few, but not that many that are worth noting. So as you can see, I'm marking with blue exactly what, you know, what each of them has. Now I did find this Perdido. That was really nice. It has 91 of them, which is pretty awesome. So I'm definitely going to be keeping that. This one had a lot of different aspects in it, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, so I'm going to be wandering around doing that. But before I do that, and actually we might, I hope, have enough in this wand to do what we need to do. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Thaumonomicon and see if I have enough to make the goggles, because the goggles are really nice. Alright, so we need 5 of these each and 3 of these too. So that's not bad. I think I have what I need. I don't know that I have the leather, which is going to be really painful if I don't, because these make it so much easier to find R nodes, because as you noticed earlier, probably, it's not that cool to be wandering around like this. Your vision is pretty limited in what you can see. Whoops. Okay. Alright. So you can only see R nodes within the little golden hexagon there. So that's kind of painful, because I mean, there's so much more to the screen than what is covered. But if you make the goggles, well, you can see everything that's within your view. So that's pretty nice. Alright, so let's go ahead and see if we have any leather. I've got 2 leather. Alright, that's pretty painful. Let's see if there's any other way to make leather. Alright, so we'll go ahead and click on this. Alright, we need imp hide, which I don't have. Yeah. Too bad I threw away those leather boots I found earlier. Alright, so that's just shapeless crafting. Okay. So, don't have any of that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, we haven't gotten into Britannia yet, so I can't do it that way. Alright, so I'm going to have to go find some leather real quick before I can make this, because I only have half of what I need. Alright, so I will be back in a minute and we'll take care of that. Okay folks, and we're back. So let's go ahead and come over here. Now we need to have a thermometer on us at all times to be able to scan things. Alright, so that means that we need another 2 thermometers. So as you can see here, it takes 2 to make it, plus the one that we need to have on us to scan things. Unfortunately, with the goggles, you can't just scan things as you walk around. Probably a good thing, otherwise it'd be making noises all the time, and yeah. I wish there was a hotkey that you could, scan things with them, but there's not, so we just have to deal with it. Alright, so for the thermometer, we need 2 shards, piece of glass, 2 gold. Alright, so I've got everything on me except for the 2 glass. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab this. We'll just grab the whole stack just because. Alright, so let's go ahead and stick this in here. Now I don't know, actually no, we can make these in just a normal crafting table, so it's not going to take any V to make them, thankfully. Alright, now what did I get wrong on that? Alright, let me take a look again. Alright, so we click down here. Glass. Alright, so apparently it needs to be shaped. Alright, so we'll put that there, like this, and like that. Alright, so there's 2 of these. And I'll go ahead and scan one of these, because it's not very often that you're going to have more than one thermometer. Alright, so we got some more aspects that we can do some research with later. Sorry about that. I don't have a mute for my microphone, so unfortunately, it's just the way it is. Alright, so we need that there, like so, that, and 2 gold, like so. Alright, so we have the V that we need, and now we can wear our goggles, which are awesome. Unfortunately, these basic goggles don't have any protection on them, and they look kind of cool too. But they do offer a V discount of 5%, which is pretty cool. But you can combine them with some other mods to make things that, well, they have protection. So I'll look at here. Trying to find some off the top, but I don't see any that have them. Here's your upgraded. You can combine one later on with the Thaumic helm, which is your basic TholmCraft armor, to have, yeah, here we go, your helmet of revealing. That's part of Thaumic Tinkerer, which is pretty cool. I love that mod. It adds a lot of cool recipes to TholmCraft. But I'm not seeing the other ones you can do. I know you can do it with Britannia. I know you can do it again with the highest level of Thaumic Tinkerer armor, but I'm not sure what else that you can add to it. But yeah, so some of the other mods have some mod integration or cross mod integration, so that's pretty awesome. Alright, so and what this does is, normally I couldn't see what was going on with, where is this? Ah, there it is. But you see, I can see it even from way out here, and otherwise, I'd have to go like this to be able to see it, but now I can see it anywhere on my screen, period. So that's pretty awesome in finding these guys. And I can also see, what's inside of it, so that's pretty cool too. And later, when we start making things with cauldrons and stuff like that, we can see what's inside the cauldrons as far as aspects go. So the goggles are really nice to have. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and fill this wand up, and then we will continue from there. Alright, so I will be back in a minute. Okay folks, so I wanted to show you a couple things real quick that I think that it would be best that I grab before I go out and start filling up this wand. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. Alright, so for advanced node tapping, I need 3 Aurum and 3 Motus. So I should be able to do something in this table here. Now, since the research is turned off, this is pretty much the only thing that this table is good for. But it is something that it is very good for. Alright, so to make Aurum, it's not going to show me in here quite yet what I need to do. So let's go in here and see if I can open that up. Now I believe that this is going to be over here. So let's go ahead and purchase research expertise and take a look at what this does. All right. So this is mainly, well, half of it is to make sure that you have enough of the different aspects in there. So there is a 25% chance that you will regain the research point that you use to link the two different aspects. All right, but what it also does is you are also able to see what aspects you need to combine to create an aspect you are hovering over. So that is the main thing that we want to get. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we need. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at this stuff later on, but just not at the moment. All right, so advanced node tapping. So we still need those 3 arm and 3 modus. So let's take a look. All right, here's modus. Oh, now you see that it takes air and ordo. So let's go ahead and combine these two, air, and let's go over here and combine some ordo, and we need 3 of them. So there we go. Now we have enough modus to go ahead and make that. So we'll go ahead and right click on these to get them to go away. All right, so the other thing we need is ARM. I believe it's called ARM, and I'm going to feel embarrassed if it isn't actually called ARM. Now, I'm just not seeing it. Here it is. Awesome. ARM. All right, so we need magic and air. All right, so here is the air, and I think it's called Percantio. Yep, Percantio. All right, so we'll go ahead and do this one, and 1, 2, 3, and we have 3 arm. Awesome. Now we should be able to, yep, we can do the advanced node tapping. Now we're going to go ahead and get this one as well, so we need another 3 modus and 6 arm, but yeah, we'll go ahead and get all of these. All right, but I'll do this off camera so you guys don't have to see me do it over and over again. But I will talk about these as soon as I get these researched as well. All right, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, folks, so as you can see, it took 9 air and 9 Bercantio just to get the 9 aurum that we need for to get these two, and then plus the other 3 that it took for this one. So as you can see, the basic aspects are very important to get. The other aspects are really important to get as well, because it saves you a lot of the basic ones, but you know, you need to have plenty of the others to be able to research the higher level ones. And there are a total of, I think, 9 tiers of aspects, so there's a lot of different aspects we'll be working with. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab these. Alright, there's 1 and 2. And actually we can have node and jar down here, which is going to be really important and allow us to transport nodes from the wild back to our base. But we're not going to worry about that quite yet because, well, we're going to need a place to put them. Alright, so let's take a look at advanced node tapping. Alright, it says usually the process of drawing V from a node with a wand is quite slow, but not anymore. You have discovered a more efficient way of tapping the RO nodes, resulting in doubling of the V draw rate. Alright, so that's pretty cool, but it's also really dangerous because it's really easy to deplete a node. So for that we have node preserver. But let's go ahead and take this master node tapping. Alright, so this does 3 times as fast. Again, really dangerous. But the node preserver, which would, I can't speak, is what we talked about earlier, and saying that you will always have at least 1 V of each aspect in the node, unless you're sneaking. So it allows you to take different aspects away from nodes if that is what you want to do, which does allow you some control that I'm glad that they have. But as you can see here, be warned, this level of control is not possible when using wands crafted from normal wood and iron. So that's why the wood and iron are not really wands that you want to be using for long. Basically, you want to make it so that you can make the couple of other things that you need to advance, just like we did. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go tap some nodes and get some more V so that we can progress even further in our research. Alright, so that is going to happen between this episode and next because we have reached the wrapping up point. So yeah, We're starting off in ThaumiCraft. We've got a little bit of advancement going on. And yeah, so I think it's a pretty good beginning. All right, so until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful day.